Start of another week, and it's the double glazing that gets us underway this week. The window behind me is the kitchen window, that's going in, but the one on the other side of the living room is staying there until the patio door arrives. So today we're putting windows in the bedroom. There is one in the living room that faces the other way. I've just been round there and there's bits of glass all over the place, so I'm leaving that one for the time being. And the bathroom at the back is getting a couple of very small windows as well, so we'll go and look at those later. So what can I say? Welcome to another week at the little house. Last week we took up all the floorboards in the bedroom and then outparked down the side of the house. The bathroom extension was finished in time for the windows to go in, and the bedroom floor concreting was started and can't continue until the window's been put in. So the bedroom window was the first one that the glazers did this morning. As they put the finishing touches to the new bedroom window, the flooring team stand by, ready to start work again, and they start at the back near the extension. The team of glazers are two young men who get on with it fairly quickly. They can do a window each, so progress is good. And Eric, as ever, is making the tea for everyone. The making of sun pies, the mixing of concrete can now continue, and the flooring in the bedroom can be finished. Whatever did we do before they invented this foam stuff? I seem to remember my dad always had some putty handy in the shed, so perhaps that's what we used. This is the truck the glazers brought the windows on, and as you can see we still have a front door which will go on last of all. I must admit it's a nice looking door. Once the little bathroom and ensuite windows are in, we're pretty much there with today's work, and I think it's a pity that we didn't do anything with the cellar, the poor little room downstairs that got neglected. Or did it? I said we'd come back and have a look at why there was a break in the soil pipe in the garden. Well, you're starting to see a little box take shape, and this will eventually be an inspection hatch. I'm going to go off track a little here because I was out filming the glazer's van when our windows arrived, and I heard some strange noises from the sky, Now, I need to tell you what this is about first. We have been plagued with mosquitoes in this area, and we've all had lots of bites, but apparently they have a method to stop this happening, and you're about to see how they do it. You can see from these shots from the drone that this was earlier this morning when the glazing was still on board and they just arrived, and the little plane is sweeping backwards and forwards across the fields, spraying something to keep the mosquitoes at bay. It's not what we originally thought. Some of the locals explained it to us. What it does, it doesn't kill the mosquitoes, it actually makes the females infertile. Apparently it's only the females that bite us, and if they're made infertile, they're just not interested anymore. They don't need our blood, apparently. We'd actually heard the noise of this plane in Svishtov when we were still in bed early this morning, and we looked out our hotel bedroom window and didn't actually see anything. But apparently Svishtov was sprayed quite early on, and then they moved on to outlying areas like Oslot in Orish. On Tuesday morning, with the glazing all finished, we can now turn to other things. Stefan finishes off the bedroom floor, and we then turn to the next piece of glazing, which is pretty major and is going to happen in the next week or two. The patio door, which is already in place and being stored in a building nearby. We'll bring it round when we're ready to put it in. These are the lintels, which I showed you last week. They are pretty big, and it takes the 3 men to lift them into place, and there's several of them, so this is a fairly long job getting these in place and plastering them in. Back in Svishtov, this is one of the places we eat in the evening. It's fairly well hidden, not many people seem to know it's here. It's on a back street, and it's a bit more than a secret garden. It's a secret courtyard and a secret restaurant as well. The locals obviously know it's here, so you go down this long path and you end up in the courtyard where all the tables are laid out. Typically in this area there's plenty of cats around to keep you entertained and hopefully beg for your food. On this particular occasion we didn't give them any, but some people on the table across the way from us were feeding them regularly.
Can you give me this blue sky? Oh no, I need to fly far above. Blue sky, oh no, I need to fly far above. Love doesn't have any.
Back at the house, the acro prop's coming in useful once again as things continue, and you can see the inspection chamber in the soil pipe out in the garden taking shape.
Doesn't have any meaning, any meaning. I need a sky, a blue, blue sky.
This year's project at the little house is to get it rebuilt to the kind of standards we need and to have a bathroom put on the back. There will be many future projects here, I think, and one of them is a slight hint just here because I'm a garden railway fanatic, and who knows, perhaps in a year or two's time I will put together a little garden railway here. So there's an idea for you. This house is going to be the centre of some of my video activities for some time to come. And certainly for the next few weeks the building and structural work will be carrying on until we have a sealed house that's secure and dry. With Stefan squaring up and plastering around all the new windows, we turn our attention also to the extension at the back, where we start to think about putting a roof on it. As I said, we need this to be secure and dry before we lock it up for this year. Well, that's it for this week. We'll make more progress with all the things you've seen next week, and hopefully we'll be opening up the area where the patio door will go, and maybe even bringing it in to fit it.